Hello, my name is Ray McNamara. We're going to talk about intervals today. So first, do me a favor, just like and subscribe. Alright, could you just do it? It'll help. Come on! And if you want to study with me, do some private lessons or whatever, you can hit me up at raymclessons@gmail.com. That's raymclessons@gmail.com. So, intervals. Let's get into it. What are they? An interval is basically the measurement of distance between two pitches. That's measured in half steps generally. So it's if we take two pairs of notes, D and F sharp are 4 half steps away. We call that a major third. C and E are also 4 half steps away. So those two pairs have that in common, right? They're both major thirds. Now let's dive in deeper. So, we need some nomenclature first. Over here we have 5 terms: major, minor, perfect, augmented, diminished. We don't get to define them all though, so don't worry about it for now. Big M for major, little m for minor, the other ones are obvious. Here we go. Half steps on this side, interval name on the other side. There's a few of them that are a little odd and have nicknames, so we'll go through it. Starting with 0 half steps, which basically means that you're playing the same note. Two identical pitches. And that is a perfect 1, or probably more commonly, people call it a unison. Right? Unison. They're playing the same note. There's one note present. Uni, 1. All right, and then we get into the meat of it. 1 half step gets you a minor second. Already these numbers are mismatched, right? Watch out for that. The numbers on this side of the chart with the interval names refer to the major scale, right? So all of the perfect and major intervals on this side, if you stick them all together, you get the major scale. And all of the other notes that aren't in the major scale are either called minor or augmented or diminished, right? So perfect and major, major scale. Yeah, so 1 half steps, a minor second. That's not in the major scale. Next one, you got a major second. That one is in the major scale. Minor third, major third. And here we have a perfect fourth. Now you may be asking yourself, how come 1 and 4 are perfect, but 2 and 3 are major and minor? And to that, I would have to answer, I don't know, man. I've been using this system for 15 years. I have no idea. I could speculate. But, sometimes music theory is weird and annoying. And by sometimes, I mean almost all the time. So sorry about it. Just cope, okay? Some of them are perfect. After our perfect 4, we get this weirdness. It's either an augmented 4, because it's a 4 but raised, or a diminished 5, because it's a 5th but lowered. And that depends on context, and I'm not going to get into that right now. It's kind of a big topic of why you would use one or the other, but maybe in a future video. Now this guy has an important nickname. This is called the tritone. And you can remember that because if you measure this instead of half steps if you measure it in whole steps, right? You can think 6 half steps sort of transfers over into 3 whole steps, right? So tritone, 3 whole steps, right? Yeah, and this is a very cool interval. It's super metal. And for a while, the thing everybody says about it is that for a while it was called Diablos in Musica, and the church outlawed it, which I think might be apocryphal. I would maybe look that one up before you spread that around. It's a fun story, though. Tritones are cool. Anyway, moving on, we have a perfect 5th, and then we get back to the similar pattern we had with the 2s and 3s over here, right? Minor 6, major 6, minor 7, major 7. And then, boom, we got another one with a nickname. At 12 half steps, right? So you've gone through every note in the scale. There's only 12 notes, right? I shouldn't have said in the scale. Every note in the chromatic scale, all 12 notes. You hit a perfect 8, which is more commonly referred to as an octave. Now that's O-C-T-A-V-E. I wrote it a little sloppy. Octave. Yeah. So again, there are a few perfect intervals, right? That's the 1, the 4, and the 5. And then our perfect 8 is basically 1 again, right? Because if this is C, then so is that, because we've gone up 12 notes. So if you can remember, 1, 4, and 5 are perfect. And then all the other guys are either minor or major, or a tritone. And then that's basically the whole system. I've written it down to 13 notes just to indicate that it continues ad infinitum, right? After our octave, after a perfect 8, we get a minor 9 and then a major 9, which are basically a minor 2 and a major 2, but up an octave. And then you get a minor 10 and a major 10, which are basically thirds, but up an octave. An 11, which is, you know, it repeats itself, you know. So, again, if you can remember, perfect 1, 4, and 5. And then the other guys are major and minor, or a tritone. Tritone's between 4 and 5. Then that's basically the whole system. That's what intervals are, right? You got it. So if you have any questions now, just drop them in the comments. I'm super happy to talk about this stuff. I love talking about it. So for real, you know, any questions at all, leave them in the comments. I know this is a weird system, so I'm sure somebody's going to have questions. Yeah, and if you're interested in studying music with me, raymclessons@gmail.com. raymclessons@gmail.com. Hit me up. This has been fun. Like and subscribe. And congratulations, you're smarter than you were 5 minutes ago. Good job. See you next time.